Kevin O'Connell, GM and head coach. Happy Monday, Vikings fans. Leading up to the last football game of the year, the Super Bowl. Teams that are in it, drawing a blank. Patriots and Seahawks. Great. Yes. Obviously, no Vikings as we know, but we're going to talk about a lot of the things that happened because we missed the playoffs tonight. Obviously, we already had a little emergency podcast last Friday to talk about the firing of Kwesi Adofo-Mensah. Now, where do we go from here? It does sound like a lot of people are basically assuming Kevin O'Connell is the new GM. Him and Flores are going to be the ones fully behind making these decisions, with Rob Brzezinski as kind of the figurehead. Mm-hmm. Can this team ever just have a succinct kind of normal offseason? It really does not feel like there always has to be some sort of drama. And just when we thought this was going to be like an offseason of like, maybe we should have made more moves, we make the splash move at just the weirdest time ever. Right. And now we're left with more questions than answers. A lot since we've been on here, a lot of other things have kind of come out about it. Again, just a while. It really hasn't kind of sunk in yet that it all happened when it did for this team, and just kind of what it means for, honestly, a really important offseason.
Yeah, dude. No, it's been Cody. I see that. Go back. Oh, he's a Vikings fan. Yeah, dude. No, it's been obviously definitely a weird start to the offseason. And it's one of those things, like you said, this was going to be more of a boring one where it's like, we need to go find a backup quarterback, move some money around and that kind of thing. And now you change your GM the way you did. And not just that, we're going to talk about coaches in a little bit here, but then like the next day you go promote one guy and get 3 new coaches. You're just like what's that even about? Like, it took like if you had to fire Kwesi and then all of a sudden, like now we can get coaches. Like, what is going on there? Is it Kevin? Is it like are you giving the keys to Kevin O'Connell? Like, I don't know. We'll talk about more of that in a little bit, though. Let me do some shout outs. We have T-Bass, who I know if there's one guy who doesn't want to see Kevin O'Connell be head coach / GM, it's T-Bass, who has the new KOC picture with the X on his face that says 0-2 on it. Welcome in, T-Bass. We need that. We need those different perspectives in here. Our guy Nick in the building, that coin could only need to go 1 yard to seal the game, T-Bass, and we would get a drop back. I don't know. Come on. Kevin O'Connell, maybe that's what he's supposed to be. Maybe he's supposed to be a GM. Angel does. What's up? Welcome in, my guy, Gary. Gary, we haven't seen you in a couple. Yeah, it's been a little bit. Our guy, let's go. And our boy Barber in the building. What's going on, dude? Roger, I see you, bro. I see you, Dan. Let's go, Dan. Welcome back in. Bleeding Purple, another show, another Bleeding Purple appearance, which is always great. What else we got in here? Cody, I already called you out. Am I missing anybody else in here? KOC, Rob, B-Flow. The Rob thing is going to be really interesting too, and we can kind of get it into all that. Like Sodak, let's go, Sodak. Let's go. Hey, we need to get you in the next SKOL Fest, Sodak.
For sure. It came to the first one, didn't come to the last two, man. Gotta get it going there. But it really does feel like Brzezinski is just there mainly to handle the money. Like, these two make the decisions. They're like, all right, make it work. Like, I feel like that's kind of how this is going to go. It just feels like, they needed a legitimate GM to just have figurehead to have there for now. He's been with the organization. He predates the Wilps. So I do think this was more of like give a guy the title and just handle the money and let these guys kind of decide how they want to go about, putting this roster together going into this offseason.
Yeah, that's kind of how I'm feeling. And that's the thing. Everybody wants Rob to be like that guy. Like, there's people who, I guess, I think FT Maddie's the one that said it. I never looked into it. Maybe I should have, saying that he was offered the GM before, or like or at least like interviewed for, or something like that, but he didn't want it because it's kind of even like a down step of what he's actually doing.
Right. Because he didn't need to worry about any of the football operation stuff. He's just the money guy. There's like, hey, handle this for us. And did you hear? I guess there was something that came out last Friday that he was kind of the one behind the push for the Thielen deal, though.
Yeah, I did hear that
somewhere. If that's true, again, I don't. At this point, you see a bunch of things with some random guys' names that you don't actually know about. Like especially the one about trading McCarthy to the Raiders. Some guy I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
But that was another thing that they said that kind of came up as well. And again, not 100% sure if there's really any truth behind that or not.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't. And like you said, the Thielen thing, that could be because it sounds like that's one of the big thing here is when it comes to Kwesi, is that it sounded like he just kind of took his time on he wasn't like urgent about getting deals done and all of those things. So it sounds like Rob jumped in and was just like, let's push through this deal, which would be terrible because that was one of actually that was arguably like one of the worst kind of trade things that Kwesi did as a GM, honestly, when you look back at it, obviously. So if Rob has something to do with that, that's interesting. But that's the reason why I don't think Rob wants to be GM. I mean, his job's cushy, probably makes more money. He can probably take leave after his kids are born without any problems, like all that good stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Now to get apparently Kwesi doesn't get that, which is interesting. Could be its own little topic there. Which I guess no. Let me ask you that. What did you feel about that?
I mean, look, from a human standpoint, like I don't think the men get enough when it comes to leave for kids. I mean, because normally customary you get up to a week at most jobs, and you can like use PTO for the rest of it. Some will give you more than that.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. And look, so from a human business standpoint, I think it's stupid. But from the NFL standpoint, you do see that a lot. Like you do see a lot of people, or like even in any sport, where Rudy Gobert, for example, leaves mid game, or Anthony Edwards leaves mid game to go see the birth, comes back. You know, like you do see this often to where like a lot of players like they don't take time off. They maybe like McCarthy did get the day they're born and they're back the next day. So again, is it right or is it wrong? That's up to you. That's up to you to decide. From a human perspective, probably it's a bunch of crap. Like you should be able to be around for the birth of your children, but the NFL is an organization that never sleeps. I mean, it is a business. It is a what have you done for me lately? Missing one day in the NFL can equate to you losing a job, as we've seen. So is it, again, human perspective? Like it's stupid, but in the business world that is the NFL, it is, and it's not a good thing, but it is just kind of customary that that type of stuff does happen.
Yeah, and that I agree on that because that's the thing when the NFL, like as far as like games go, like if you play that day, even though like if you have a parent who dies or someone who dies, like they let you take that off, but generally like if it's game day Sunday and your wife might be having a baby, most of the time you still go out and play that game. Like it's not going to be the end of the world. I do think like maybe your first child you should definitely try to see, but it is what it is when it comes to the NFL. Though, and like you said, from like a regular person standpoint, like that's something that you should definitely try to do. So as far as Kwesi goes, there's a couple things with that. One, if you're going to take 2 weeks off like that, then I'm guessing the people under you should be able to do that as well. I wouldn't like that if you're the GM and then you're just like, well, I'm the GM. I'm taking 2 weeks off, but I'm not letting anyone else have that same thing. The other thing, though, is if I was a GM and I was Kwesi and I had the power to do that, I 100% would. But you better be pretty damn good at your job, because if you're willing to, if that's real, like you lose some respect of your peers for doing something like that. If I was good enough as a GM, I'd be like, fuck you. Like at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck what anybody else thinks in here. When it comes to like your family and stuff, like I'm choosing them, but you can get fired. That could cause a rift and it could cause you to get fired. Right. But if you're Tim Conley could take 3 months off probably, and the Timberwolves would be like, hey, do whatever you fucking want, just go get Giannis or whatever,
Yeah, I don't know. And I just like, and again, it wasn't like, obviously it's not the main reason why this all happened, right? That was just something that was brought up as another thing about like the questionable hours that he did work sometimes, and that was just kind of one of the things that was mixed into that story. So again, and they were, and sounds like they were pretty supportive of it at that time. So it's just, I think it's almost just another thing. And again, when this stuff comes up in the media, who leaks it, right? So you really got to think about that. Like, why did that all of a sudden just randomly get thrown into some story about his odd working hours or something like that? So I don't know. It's all just weird. And again, like there's a lot of, and as we said, when this stuff happens, there's a lot of rumblings. Oh, I've heard this. Oh, I've been hearing this for weeks. It's all a bunch of crap. I hate that. That's one thing I hate about the NFL and the media cycle is all that type of stuff. Right. Like, again, there were people that were, hinting at this at times earlier on in the year, even before the season started. especially when it kind of comes to the tension that was in like that bottom like underlying tension that was within the organization. That was kind of, you know, probably part of this as well. But I don't know. It's a bunch of weird stuff. You hear a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day, you just don't know what to believe at this point, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's really strange. The whole
That
thing,
feels
the whole
like
thing, the whole, like you said, the whole thing, and you kind of mentioned on Bleacher Report, like the worst thing about it. And again, maybe we're just too homery sometimes because like we did support Kwesi, we do support O'Connell. I still to this day think the Wilfs are really good owners, but it does feel messy, sloppy, and just odd. Like then they did their press conference Friday. It's like, well, we had our we had our discussions and our end of season meetings where we just want to make sure we got this right. I'm like, it just feels odd. It's odd timing to say to get this right now when you fire your GM and now you're not going to have one going into a really important offseason. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like that is the thing. It does feel messy is what I would agree with.
Yeah, I do think so. Obviously, I think especially like right away, I do think it felt a little less messy when all the coaching hires started coming in, because it was like all of a sudden it was like, oh, that's happening, and we still don't have an offensive line coach, and we still don't have this, and all of a sudden we got an assistant head coach, an offensive line coach, a defensive line coach, and a cornerbacks coach. All in one day out of nowhere. So you're just like, so that's like where you're just like, okay, well, that doesn't seem unorganized, I guess, right. Especially getting which is, we're going to get into the coaching stuff in a second here. Yeah. I was just, even getting an assistant head coach was something like, I wasn't really expecting them to do that. And yeah, again, we'll get into that in a second, but overall, weird. I didn't see it coming this off season. I thought they would give him one more year. I know, like you have all these draft picks. So you're like, yeah, if there's a year to do it, it's probably going to this draft without Kwesi being able to use all of those and whatever. But
yeah. And again, no one in this fan base is surprised. I mean, there's people saying this right after the season ended, to get rid of this guy and start over. It's the timing of it all.
Right.
That just seems odd. And now look, and now we see a lot of it in the chat here too. Like a lot of it now is on the shoulders of Kevin O'Connell. And look, a lot of the some of the points that people were talking about, the rumblings, was the issue of drafting and playing JJ McCarthy. Now there was the words out there that, you know, Kwesi was all in on, we need to start, because I didn't draft well enough, we need to start this kid so I can spend some money. Well, O'Connell said like, oh, let's pump the brakes. I don't think he's ready. And let's go. Maybe let's stick with Darnold. But let's try harder to keep Daniel Jones. Do something along those lines. Yeah. Alec Lewis kind of came in and said, it's not cut and dry like that. Like it was a coercive decision. Kevin O'Connell did have the lead on drafting and developing JJ McCarthy. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not true that O'Connell could have said like, hey, I'll make it work. But I do think it would be better off if we let him sit another year or two and bring back Sam Darnold. Like, I think both things can be true at the same time. Yeah. But that's another thing that gets tossed into this now is, I mean, obviously McCarthy's going to hear this stuff. What's his reaction? What does he know that we don't know from inside that building? Is the bridge between him and O'Connell burned? And like, what really, like, and then like, look at Flores, like, and then you see the coaching hires. Was that part of the contention, or that part of the reason why it took Flores so long to get that deal done? Was there an under the table thing like, hey, I'll stay here. I'll work with KO. I'll work with these players, but I need Kwesi gone because I just don't feel like he's doing a good enough job at this. Or was this O'Connell like, hey, I want to go hard and try to get Joe Burrow. He's not going to let us do that. If we want to make a move and go get a big time quarterback, he can't be here because we're going to need to be able to draft better. I don't know. It's odd. It's really, really odd. And now, but no matter what, and if this was a little bit, because I mean, they did say they talked with a lot of the coaches too, and O'Connell was involved. If this is on him, it's like, well, guess what? Now you're viewed as the decision-making head coach when it comes to personnel. You're still the offensive play caller. Like, whether or not he pushed for this, like you're putting yourself in this position now to where this season it already was important for you. Mm-hmm. This probably becomes the most important season, obviously, in his career now. Because if things go south, it's like, hey, you wanted the power. We gave you the power, and we're right back where we were. So, yeah, this is a big. And then, I mean, I have some thoughts when it comes to the coaches, which we'll talk about when we get there. But I don't know, this just feels like this turned into an already big season for O'Connell to huge, and he may have even had a hand in getting to this point too. So, yeah,
let's actually we'll come back to head coach because you kind of started the McCarthy thing. So let's go into like the McCarthy and the quarterback thing, and then we'll go back into like the coaches hiring and stuff, which was I would say mostly good news. I think we'll get into that in a second. But when it comes to McCarthy, that's the thing is everybody wants to make this about McCarthy. It's all about McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi. Kevin O'Connell didn't want him. Kwesi did want him, all this stuff. And I don't know about you guys, but I've never seen Kevin O'Connell happier than the day he was in that draft war room when we drafted both JJ McCarthy and Dallas Turner. I 100% believe what Alec Lewis said when saying that Kevin O'Connell was in the lead of the drafting and the wanting of development of JJ McCarthy. 100%. I think he probably wanted Drake May more. Fair enough. But I do think he wanted McCarthy. I don't think anything's ever been about McCarthy. I don't believe that we tried trading McCarthy last offseason. I don't believe any of that. I think the biggest rift is one, again, like you said, both things can be true, is you go into the season with JJ McCarthy as a rookie. He gets hurt out for season. And then Sam Darnold comes in and has a franchise quarterback caliber season. 14 wins. Yes, didn't finish strong, whatever. But if you're Kevin O'Connell, because it's easy for us to say from outside viewers to be like, hey, we saw Sam Darnold fumble the ball or fumble everything towards the end of the season and his biggest games. But if you're Kevin O'Connell and you're like, no, you can, you're with him every day. You could be like, you might know, like, no, this dude's special. This isn't like a fluke situation or whatever. So things can change. So you go into the offseason, McCarthy's coming back from an injury, and you feel confident that Sam Darnold could, at the very least, like, give me Sam Darnold and JJ McCarthy, because at the very least, like, yeah, you might be in a competitive, weird thing having a top 10 quarterback with, a guy that you just paid maybe I know they offered him 2 years, $30 million. But Kevin O'Connell did not want to be back in that quarterback carousel type situation again. And I do think that's the main reason. I think that's kind of what happened is Kwesi just wasn't able to get any moves done to get anyone behind McCarthy to the point where McCarthy goes down and quarterback carousel thing happens again. And that's kind of what I think. And that's why I'm like, ultimately, I do not think there's any rift between JJ McCarthy and Kevin O'Connell. I could be wrong, and it'll be interesting to see what happens coming up here, but I just don't think that's happening.
Yeah. This is a great point. Like, at the end of the day, we talked about Darnold stuff enough already, but this is kind of the big part of it. Like, nobody in this chat said re-sign Sam Darnold next year. Stephen A. Smith on ESPN today said, like, the egregious error by the Vikings not signing Sam Darnold. Just 2 weeks ago, he said, I still don't buy the Sam Darnold stuff. Yeah. Stephen A. Smith is historic ESPN flip-flopper. Whenever, I don't know. It's just, I thought that was really stupid. Like, there's so many people that did not want Sam Darnold back on this team at the end of the day. Like, remember when Kevin O'Connell won Coach of the Year, he had that press conference where that writer for Detroit accidentally put in Darnold's name instead of McCarthy. And people flipped. People panicked that we're thinking about bringing back Darnold, not going with McCarthy. Just crazy. Just revisionist history stuff. It's just annoying.
Yeah. And that doesn't mean that Kevin O'Connell didn't want him back or didn't want Daniel Jones. I think he just wanted something.
Yeah. And I think he wanted it back, knowing very well, hey, this kid, there's a chance this kid might not be ready. Like, we'll give him every shot in the world to win this job, but there's a chance he might not be ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And we'll see kind of what happens here with McCarthy. I don't think that their relationship's bad. I think McCarthy, I guarantee you Kevin O'Connell and McCarthy have already talked. I can't guarantee you.
I hope so.
But it's not,
they haven't.
This isn't, I think people immediately, especially with Kellen Mond coming out recently and talking about the Zimmer situation, it's just like, I feel like everybody's just looking at it as like the Mike Zimmer Mond thing where Kevin O'Connell didn't want him, and Kevin O'Connell's like, no, not talking to Mund or doing anything like that. I don't think so. I think JJ McCarthy's a Kevin O'Connell guy. I just think that, I don't know, if it came, like, if your head coach who former quarterback and all that stuff came up to you and was just like, I think, like, we need to keep Sam Darnold one way or another. I don't know if that's what happened, but if he did say that and he really felt that way, like, he might have wanted the pivot to go with Sam Darnold instead of JJ McCarthy potentially, because you want to win right now.
Yeah, and look, and I don't think anybody, because I mean, some of this comments too, like, I don't think there are some people saying it, but it's not straight up like, oh, Vikings would have made the Super Bowl with Sam Darnold. That's not necessarily the point. But let's be real. If Sam Darnold was on this team, yes, the offensive line was still dog water. Like, if Sam Darnold was on this football team, you can easily say we would have had 2 more wins, right? Like, that's the point that people are getting at. It's not necessarily put Darnold on his team, we go to the Super Bowl. It's not the point we're trying to make here. It's more or less like if Darnold was on this team, knowing the offense with the experience already, we would have been a 2 to 3 win better team, been in the playoffs. Who knows where we go from there?
Right.
But that's the whole point of this. It's not necessarily plug and play Super Bowl. It's more like put him on this team. We have a couple more wins, and we're in the playoffs at the very least.
Well, and that's the thing is like we'll kind of continue seeing. Obviously, if Sam Darnold wins the Super Bowl, they have a good team over there. Then it's just like, who does that automatically make him like a franchise quarterback? I wouldn't say that yet, but he showed he played 2 years like he is one. And if he wins the Super Bowl, it's hard to argue against it right now. And it's like, who cares? He won a Super Bowl. But still, that's like really what's going on.
Darren
in the building, and Jackson. What's going on, Jackson? And that's the thing is. So that's the hard part, man. I mean, I've said it before, like, the odds, especially is only the Vikings would ever draft a quarterback for the first time in the top 10 on the same year that they grab a free agent quarterback who was a bust and broke out into being a franchise quarterback in the same offseason and had to make a decision about them the following offseason. And of course we had to do that. And we made the decision that I think the decision makes from outside looking in without having like knowledge that I think Sam Darnold's for sure a franchise quarterback. They made the smart decision based back then. Like that's a decision that you probably do 9 out of 10 times. This just ultimately, because he's in the Super Bowl, came down to that 1 out of 10 times where it didn't really work in your favor, I think. So that's the big things here. All the speculation does not mean shit, but it's all show topic. I fully.
That's 100% true. Like it really doesn't, because like at the end of the day, he's gone. Like that's kind of the bottom line of it all, right? Yeah. For whatever reasons, he's not here. And if you're a fan sitting there looking at it, you can see why. Like yes, I mean I know people say like the coaching staff had a lot of input, but at the end of the day, you are the GM, you are the one responsible for the drafting, and it just has not been good enough. And that's really the bottom line of it drafting. All. And you're starting to see, as we said, with the free agency not working out this year, with the bad contracts, the injuries, that was a huge like that was kind of like that shows you that you just did not have enough depth on this team. And that's the big thing with drafting. I mean, T-Bass, that's one of the things I agree with on T-Bass on for sure. He said like that's like the second, third, fourth round picks, like 5th, 6th, 7th, those are, fringe roster guys, maybe make the team, maybe become something. But 2, 3, 4, you should be getting players that can be high quality backup players.
Yeah, at the very least.
Yeah,
at the very least.
And Kwesi didn't do enough of that. And look, I do, like I said, I kind of appreciate the Wilfs taking an outside, like trying to try something new,
right?
As it came to that position. And I think it was it Lewis or was it Guessling who tweeted it? Like they said, the 2 things he had to do when he came here: flip the salary cap and build a deep competitive roster. And with the inability to draft, neither of those things happened because the roster wasn't deep and it wasn't cheap.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it did happen. I would argue against
for a couple of years. I suppose.
Even right now. I mean, this team is still has the talent to be. Like we're not that far away. Obviously, your quarterback thing is a big question mark still. But I mean, you're talking about a top 5 defense that at times looked like the best defense in the NFL, and then you have an offense full of talent that didn't come to fruition last year, but it is full of talent regardless what anybody says. I'm like, I still think that this team has created a ton of talent. It should be even more talent if Kwesi would have hit on most of the draft picks. And that was like, I think that was the big one for me is last year's like, we'll see how Ty Felton turns out, but Ty Felton as a 3rd round pick was just kind of like, that one hit me is like, again, like another random ass 3rd round pick when there was like a couple guys there that were really obvious who would go on and actually have solid seasons.
Yeah. Who was that guy for the Seahawks? I think that had like the
safety.
No, he was a receiver. He had a couple big touchdowns. But
this year, the Seahawks?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
He was their 3rd round pick. I think or 4th round pick maybe. I think they took him after we took Felton. But if anyone knows, toss in the comments. But yeah, I know that's what someone had tweeted kind of during the season. But
yeah.
I mean,
and this is exactly what this team is so much better than what they should. And that's the thing. Like you can say whatever you want about Kwesi, but obviously the books don't look good now. But he did fix the books. They don't look good now, but there's so many. I haven't looked into it. I don't know. I can't tell you exactly what it is, but so many smarter people than me told basically I've been saying the books thing is not a fucking big deal at all. Like people are overreacting.
Yeah,
there's so many different things. I think overall Kwesi did good with the books. We'll see if that's true. Like obviously if we're 50 million and we only can get rid of people and we can't whatever, but we never see it or whatever. I don't know. I think Kwesi did do good on those parts. He still made a roster that has won a lot more games than that they've lost.
Right.
Does not mean obviously like we need to take that next step and be a legit contender, and whether or not he could have been that guy.
Yeah. So whatever happens, quarterback, like Knowledge said, is the most important thing. It's going to be up to Kevin O'Connell, whether it's McCarthy or somebody else, to fix that. And as he said, I think he's going to do some soul searching this offseason to find out, kind of what he can do better on that offense, which does lead you to the coaching staff and the addition of some new coaches. Let's see. Let me pull those up here quick. But basically got our offensive line coach hired. We basically just promoted the assistant offensive line coach, which I guess I was hearing someone else say the dude's kind of a dick. So maybe that would actually help along that offensive line.
That offensive line, he's a dick.
Then they hired a new assistant head coach and run game guy on the offense. They have a new defensive line coach, as well as their new defensive backs and passing game coordinator coach as well.
Yeah, and before jumping into you're bringing those names up and stuff, and we can go through them one by one. But before that, I did see like a report right before we got it was like Vikings fan page or whatever. The Vikings fan page on Twitter, they're pretty legit. They're like the Purple Persuasion and stuff, but they're not
without the annoying opinion,
or even Vikings insiders clickbaity. I think it was them. Someone brought up I don't know if you saw it, but it's saying that the Vikings are going to do whatever they can to go, or they will do offer whatever they need to if they can get a guy like Joe Burrow or whatever.
That was from the Alex Lewis show. Yeah. That was.
Yeah. Oh, it was they reposted the Alex Lewis thing. So that's another thing. So, I mean, that would be, I still don't believe that the Bengals are going to give him up.
No,
and again, I do think that's less about McCarthy and more about the Vikings needing to win right now. At this point, with McCarthy's injuries and things like that, like if you feel like you need to win now, if Kevin O'Connell feels like he needs to win right now, then if you have an opportunity to go get a guy like Joe Burrow, who you could only wish McCarthy could be anything like, it's like I don't think you told you he was nice. Who you're talking about?
Luther Burden.
Oh, he's all right.
Yeah. But anyway, so Frank Smith, assistant head coach from Miami. Keith Carter, they promoted their assistant offensive line coach. Ryan Nielsen, he was with Buffalo. And then you got Gerald Alexander, new defensive backs, pass game coordinator hired from Pittsburgh. So again, some guys from some reputable teams. And the big one for me when you talk about Kevin O'Connell is that Frank Smith hire. I mean, look, we all know. Hey, what's going on, Jackson?
Woodbury
for the $4.99 here.
Thank you, bro. Woodbury is solid.
That's where I live. What's going on? But yeah, Frank Smith, to me, that's a big one. Because again, the Miami Dolphins run game with Devin Achane was pretty sick. I mean, obviously a lot of that is going to come down to the offensive line there. But a couple of thoughts with this one, right? Like Kevin O'Connell has said that he wants to be better at running the football. I mean, it did not happen this last year. I mean, Nick, as we know, and he's right, doesn't run the football enough. So here's a part of me wonders, right? So like assistant head coach, obviously he's going to entrust a lot to him. Barber even said are they eventually going to hand him play callings? I don't think so. But what if? And this is going back on a little bit of the conspiracy theories that a lot of people think Kevin O'Connell's kind of under the table, sneaky, kind of a maybe got a little bit of the ego. What if he doesn't want to run the football? So next offseason, he can just fire Frank Smith. Like I hired this guy to run the run game. He didn't do it. Didn't work. So I'm getting rid of him. I doubt it. That's just a little bit of maybe fun conspiracy theory stuff. But I do like that hire because look, and I think, and again, this might be part of the soul searching Kevin O'Connell offseason, realizing like, hey, if this offense is going to be at its full form, whoever I have in there at quarterback, we have to be better at running the football. So bringing in a guy like this who can really assist in that run game. And as I said, you saw what that Miami run game looked like last year with Achane, solid season. So a guy like that is going to be a huge hire for a team that needs to run the football more to be more effective on offense. It doesn't matter who your quarterback is in that scenario.
Yeah, and that's why, and it's interesting to see that. Yeah, because I don't know like how involved the assistant head coach is, but you got to love to see if that's like the real case. Like if Kevin O'Connell looked and be like, okay, we need to be better at the run game. Kevin O'Connell probably is confident about the passing game. He's like, I'm just going to bring someone else in who knows exactly what he's doing when it comes here. And not just that, because didn't he win like he won like offensive coordinator of the year 2 years ago or something like that. I don't even know if that's a thing, but
coordinator of the year maybe.
What is it?
I mean, there's a coordinator of the year award for
yeah.
year.
I think he did win that like 2 years ago or whatever, and I think he was on the Panthers' radar as head coach, and he seems like he's pretty highly respected over there in Miami.
He was the number one offensive coordinator in the league by the players in the 2023 NFLPA survey.
Yes.
For his elite work with offensive lines and tight ends,
and as we are hearing, running backs. So those are all great things that we need to be better at. I think that's a very, just a kind of like a humble move and stuff by Kevin O'Connell, as far as hopefully like he brings someone in to kind of help with some of the play calling and maybe play designs and things like that. So that's really nice. And then like you kind of said, I don't know much. What's the offensive line coach that we moved up?
Keith
Carter. And that's one thing. That's like the more disappointing one, only because I think at offensive, who knows, like two different people, who knows how much, because he was assistant offensive line coach, right?
Yes.
So I'm like, I don't know how much he had to do with everything on that offensive line, but I was like, I would have like wanted the offensive line to come from, a whole new thing.
Right. It's pretty uninspiring, I would say. Yeah.
Yeah. That's like the only one that kind of seems to be a little bit more uninspiring, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, and look, and obviously Nielsen, Alexander, those are two Flores hires. So I mean, if Flores trusts him, I'm going to trust him too.
Well, and Nielsen's been two-time defensive coordinator for, I think, the Falcons as well as the Jaguars. So he was already defensive coordinator twice. And I believe he was the one that we also interviewed for our head coaching position when we picked KOC?
We might have. I think I had heard about that at one point. Yeah,
I think so. So I don't know. We're just getting some people who it's always
a lot of experience,
like good experience. Like they've done the step up better than the job that they have with us, to the point where they got defensive coordinators and potential head coach jobs and things like that. It's going to be crazy here. That's for sure. What's going on? Young Smokey in the building. Let's go. I'm glad the Flo and KOC are going to be responsible for the grocery shopping.
Good way to put it.
Hello, KOC watching team run. I don't know, Jim. I would have went with the deep shot there. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens there. So I don't know. So overall, when it comes to like those coaching hires and stuff, again, the Kwesi firing felt unorganized, and you're like, what the fuck is happening, whether you wanted him fired or not. And then I would say like the next day, coaches coming in kind of like made me feel like, okay, there seems to be a bigger plan, and it's not so unorganized, because it wouldn't make sense to fire a guy and then all get grab 4 head coaches within 24 hours.
Yeah. And again, when it comes to the quarterback spot, I mean, we'll know soon. Like, again, as soon as free agency opens, I mean, and even leading up to it, the rumors are going to be swirling about what this team is going to do. And until then, there's going to be a ton of moves that are going to be made, so we'll know what our cap space is looking like. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, a lot is going to happen from here till the next week, till middle of March. And there's going to be a lot. Yeah.
And I'm still 100%. I think Kevin O'Connell believes in JJ McCarthy. I think JJ McCarthy is the guy.
I think you have to, because I don't look. I mean, everyone wants to talk. It's always fun to talk about the big, exciting names. I've just kind of come to the point, like, you're not getting them. Like, you're not going to get Joe Burrow again. That whole situation was super overblown, and you're not getting you're not going to get a Lamar Jackson, because I mean, they already fired the coach. You're not getting rid of the coach and quarterback. I don't know. I just think like none of these big names that obviously people want, it's flashy and it's fun, but there's no chance that we're getting any of those names. So, like, honestly, the best case scenario, unless you do truly believe in a guy like a Mac Jones or a Kyler Murray, can get you over the hump. I think your best bet is to go with McCarthy, since he's been here. He knows the offense, and Kevin O'Connell knows what to do with him. And he knows, like, here's what you need to get better at. Here's what I need to do better to put you in a better spot. So, I don't know. I just don't. I still think it's, I mean, maybe not like full blown. I still think it's like 70-30 that it ends up being McCarthy as the incumbent starting quarterback next year.
Yeah, and I'm with T-Bass here. More than likely. I mean, T-Bass, disagree with this on the Joe Burrow side of things, but if you actually had a shot at Joe Burrow, I think, I would not be surprised if you take a swing at something like that. Yeah. But if not, I like Mac Jones, like like why would I would never understand, other than the injury thing, fair enough, but outside of injuries, it's like, why have like the idea of having a former bust come in? We've seen it with Sam Darnold, I guess, but having like a former bust come in and supplant JJ McCarthy, a guy in who maybe he is good, but then it again comes back to like he needed time to develop type of deal.
Right.
And that's the kind of stuff that doesn't really make sense to me. So I wouldn't want someone like that.
But I will say the like the other side of this though is getting rid of McCarthy. Like getting rid of Kwesi with the rumors going around makes it easier to do that, because when you do it, then you could fall back on those rumors. Like, oh, we did hear that Kwesi was the one that was really standing on the table for McCarthy, and Kevin O'Connell was wishy-washy on it. So like that is something where I could see people thinking McCarthy's gone, right? Because in that scenario, that would make sense. Because like the like in the whatever like the reports are, the number one defender of McCarthy, Kwesi, is now gone. So it opens the door to make that move. And at least you have an excuse to fall back on when you do that. It's like, yeah, we took him number 10 overall, but that was really Kwesi's choice, even though we all know it wasn't 100% Kwesi's choice, right?
No.
It's almost, again, it's a scapegoating thing, and that's what happens in the NFL all the time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think if anything, on Kwesi's side of things, it's like you drafted a guy top 10. You have this whole idea of having a quarterback and a rookie contract. I could see you being very married to that plan, and that's where things got a little bit dicey, where you weren't really being flexible with that. But I definitely think that him and Kevin O'Connell were in agreement in the drafting of McCarthy. And as far as the soft benching, I don't even know, because I like Kevin O'Connell. That's the biggest thing from last season. Kevin O'Connell could have soft benched JJ McCarthy all he wanted the entire season.
Yeah, like, and honestly, it would have made more sense to not have him say he's hurt, because then that just adds on to the whole fact this kid can't stay healthy.
Yeah, he was trying to get him out there. It was pretty obvious that McCarthy, that at the end of the season, that Kevin O'Connell was trying to get JJ McCarthy on the field.
You're right. And because at that point, I think it was it Phil Mackey of Score North had a little conspiracy theory earlier on about how it's just like, oh, maybe O'Connell's playing McCarthy to show Kwesi. He's like, see, I told you he's not ready, and now we got to live with it, and now we both might lose our jobs. And then at the end of the year, he's got to the point where it's just like, well, I'm going to have to use this guy next year, so I better get him ready. Like, again, I don't buy any of that necessarily, but.
No, I do not. And he played fucking well. His final game, the Packer game, was a little up and down, I guess, but he still made great throws and great plays where I don't know how you watch that and you're like, yep, this guy doesn't got a fucking chance. Yeah. I don't get it. He played well. There's a bunch of metrics that he's leading in those last 5 games. I don't care if he's against bad defenses, whatever. So I don't know. I think it's crazy that people think that like McCarthy has zero chance of being good. It's way overreacting. All the people that are saying that, I'm like, I just feel like, how are you watching these games and thinking that? And instead of like just listening to the narrative of other people who aren't fucking actually watching Viking games. And by the way, 199 from Too Evil, appreciate you. McCarthy needs to go to the LPGA since Kwesi's gone. He needs to go to the quarterback one. Forever. No, I was kidding.
This is an interesting point too. Like O'Connell knows job could be on the line. So again, it could very well be one of these things, like where he believes in McCarthy. He thinks like, hey, 2 years from now, this guy could be our guy, but for now, I gotta win. So do you go make a move like this and keep McCarthy around?
Yeah.
It's bad optics taking a 10 overall pick, starting him for a year, putting him back on the bench. But you could always fall back on the Sam Darnold thing. Like, hey, this guy needed a couple extra years too, and when he got it, he was good enough. So.
Yeah, I think Kevin.
There's a ton of different things, but we're gonna know. Again, we're gonna know sooner rather than later, because all this stuff is gonna start happening over the next 6 weeks.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we did go get Kirk Cousins. Like in case you brought this up, and I know we've said it every single time, and everyone doesn't even want to hear the word Kirk Cousins. And I was one of the people that was on top of wanting him to go. But if he came in here. Even if he thought he was fighting for quarterback one, not given quarterback one, it is what it is. I would take a a high-end backup, and even if it meant competition for McCarthy, I'd be cool with that, and I would not be surprised if that's the case. So I think like pretty much even if you traded for Mac Jones, unless it was like insane, you gave a lot for him, which I would be really pissed if we did that. I still think like McCarthy is going to be competing. It would have to be such an obvious move for me to like believe that McCarthy isn't the guy, or they'd have to just straight up say it like Mac Jones is going to be quarterback 1 or something like that. Like
right. Just basically admit the fact that the McCarthy pick was wrong and we're moving along. But do they do that? Remains to be seen. We'll see. But I don't know. Again, the timing's weird. Everything's weird. So many questions. We can't just have a normal ass boring off season. We can't just have no controversy whatsoever. There's always got to be something. Vikings land. It's always fun. Hey, at the end of the day, they give us content. They give us things to talk about to make it so we can make it through the offseason talking about some fun stuff.
Yeah, I know. So it's going to be interesting because now I don't really know what to expect. I mean, obviously, whether it's Kevin O'Connell running the show or it is Rob running the show, it'll be interesting to kind of see what they do with the books. Like if he really is the one making the free agency picks and he's also the guy running the books, it'll be interesting to see what he does. Like, is he just going? So yeah.
But anyway, as we said, this draft is going to be incredibly important. Have more picks than we've had in a long time. So let's see what a draft might. T-Bass, close your eyes. We're going to do another mock draft.
Sorry, I have to be right back real quick. Hold this for a moment.
Oh, I guess Jamie's got baby issues. But yeah, we will we will run a quick 4-3 round. I think we have a 4th round pick. Quick 3-round mock draft here. Nick, we know you love these. We know a lot of people love these. So we will we're getting in. We are getting in. Fire this bad boy up.
Sorry, locked my wife out of the house.
Very nice of you.
So mock time.
Alrighty, you ready?
Hold on. Whoa. What are we even doing here? McCarthy's the future. Until he's not. What are we thinking, everybody? We're going 7. I mean, we got time. Let's go 7-rounder. But Nick, we're gonna need your help.
Fire Jamie spends too much time with his son.
Yeah, I know. I should. Casey freezes up Jamie in the security blanket. Yeah, I know. I did actually. Casey did actually make me do a stream on the day of my kid's birth.
I don't think I did that.
He didn't. Shit, Minnesota Jamie gonna be sleeping.
We're
in Colorado, but the way she reacted to me, we might as well have been living in Minnesota. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez. All right, so 3-round mock.
What's going on, Dalton?
You ready?
You want to do 3-round? Let's do 7-round.
All right, let's
try it. I don't know any players there. Nick, I don't even see you writing in here or anybody else. Who we need big railing, Nick. People who know who's later in the draft. Got some time here. Depends on who's aboard. Dalton. All right. Help us out. We're rolling. Here. Actually, just move up a little bit real quick. You still got Kate in there, which I still probably like at this point. Go up to pick 12 real quick. Like at this point, where do they have Love going? And obviously Downs.
They got Love going 6 and Downs going 8.
Okay. And Jared McCoy at 9 at this point.
Avian Terrell's even going 16 this time around.
Yeah, I know. Which we don't want him. He's too small. We don't need another small cornerback. For me, I still. Oh, he is here. My bad. But I still feel like we go Cade and McDonald. Anyone else have anyone else? I know we like that Oregon tight end, but I just ain't really with drafting a tight end in the first round. Unless we were like spoiled and we were just so good at every position maybe I would go tight end that first round. But I know Katie McDaniel's a prototypical nose tackle that's really against the run. We got a former defensive coordinator as our defensive line coach now. So, yeah, I'm with the McDonald thing. Unless we want to do a trade back, but I don't know if we want to do any of that. What does the trades even look like?
One sec. Barbara wants to look at the corners. Yeah, nothing obviously we do at this point.
Yeah.
20 would be the.
Ooh.
But, I mean, all they have is 112, 150. So you wouldn't be getting.
Let's click it.
I mean, you wouldn't be getting a ton.
Give them the 240.
Well, why?
I don't know. Why not?
This isn't even close. No, to me, that's not even close. I don't want 20 and 112 for 8. I guess you only moving back 2 spots, but still.
Yeah. I mean, you're getting a 4th round pick.
You could easily get more. I mean, you could take their entire draft for that pick. They want to come up that bad.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. You don't even have to give them anything.
No, like you wouldn't have to. No, you don't give them anything else.
All right. Click it. And then
with the Bears.
I feel like we can
I would do this 25 and 57 for 18.
I don't think we'll get.
Who you want to take though? If the guy's not going to be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which he probably.
What do they need? They need. So Panthers need defensive line, so they could do it.
And wide receiver, there's really no one. Wide receiver, really? Even though they just took Tet last year. Yeah, I think that's probably where they would go if they moved up.
All right, we'll just be safe. Be safer than sorry. Whatever.
I mean, there's still options there, but if you really want to get that defensive line,
those options are pretty not what we want.
I would still take the tight end though if we were at Hawk, but yeah, I think we just do it.
Let's just do it. Not get too cute here. Ty Simpson's off the board. They have him going back into the first round, huh? Oh, damn.
Yeah.
How about this Keontae Scott?
I know he missed a couple plays in the Natty, but
what did he?
6 foot 194, solid coverage, good on run defense, 2 interceptions.
What do you guys think? B Hunter, keep scrolling down.
Go double up on defensive interior. I mean,
he's another big guy. Won't be lacking big guys anymore.
No, we would not.
Click this D'Angelo Pons. He's got his
5'9".
That hard pass. Don't even look at it.
We already have too many short guys.
We don't need that. We need a guy that's at least break 6.
We're like freaking modern day women now, and he's got to be at least 6 footer. I'm not interested.
I mean, if Nick or Delton ever wanted to call in, be my guest. I mean, we could. If anyone else wanted to come in and even run a mock draft, you're more than welcome to. You could definitely do that.
On the dog, small corner, but this man has got his crazy physical. Okay, I guess.
So we got
all right. I guess they're all on him.
Okay,
50 pick. I mean, you could double down
on corners.
62.
62 is the trade.
What tight end?
Well, what's the average draft position of Pons? It was like 62, right?
62, yeah. Rank 52, average draft position 62.
He probably goes.
Hunter next to run. Yeah, we already took too many freaking. We already took a defensive interior guy. Do you really want to double up? Here's we got a running back, Nick. I like Emmett Johnson personally, but obviously you ain't taking him here. He actually might fall to our pick.
Nick says Pons will go round 2.
No doubt. Okay.
Their Pons would have been a great one too. Hey, what's going on, Steve? It has been a while.
Yeah. Price is running back 2 for
Hunter's
you.
Who's Hunter? That's the defensive interior guy.
Defensive interior guy, yeah.
I don't know if I want to go defensive interior again.
I mean,
no one likes this Keontae Scott guy. Does he just suck or what?
We got a couple guys saying Price. Okay, go running back. I think we can wait and get Emmett Johnson at 82 though. That's my guy. I don't know. Do we listen to the people?
Yeah, we could, even though he's just.
We're gonna have the freaking shortest cornerback room in the absolute.
Barely. Not right now.
Pons more than Scott. Okay, well,
let's just do it. We're listening, y'all. I'm surprised. I feel like our guys here are some of the ones that are sick of having short corners.
Thanks for the $2.
Hey, George,
Blunt.
appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Let's go. Emma and Scott, I like pause more though. All right, we're doing it. Price would be cool, but
I'm just gonna pull the trigger on that. That's my pick. I'm not even asking.
Casey's on the Emmett. The Emmett Johnson thing is gonna be a thing throughout this whole entire offseason, just to let y'all know that.
That's how you were with RJ Harvey last year. So I got my guy.
I was, and it was literally around the same pick.
So there was one time we randomly picked this guy, and apparently people say he's pretty good.
Yeah, how do you guys feel about this, Justin? Jolie, people made sure I knew how to say. Not Jolly, Jolie.
Mm-hmm. Johnson's nice. I agree.
But who's the Sam Heck guy? Who's the Sam Heck guy? Center. Yeah. What are you thinking here? Obviously, center would be great.
6'4", 300 pounds.
6'4", 300 pounds. Jolie's nice. He didn't have a great Senior Bowl, though. Oh, didn't he? How about the Sam Hecht?
Fields is a hell of a pick here, he says.
Fields, wide receiver. What up, Dylan? How about Michael Trigg? Is he still in here?
Isn't he this guy's like 6'4"? God damn, that'd be huge.
Yeah, I know.
Who are we looking for?
Michael Trigg, tight end.
Baylor.
You can probably just tight end Trigg.
He doesn't
or he's gone. Assuming he's gone.
Probably gone, yeah.
Yeah, he must be gone. So I think it's between them two. Obviously, center is even a bigger need. I don't know much about that guy, but hell nah.
Go with which one?
Oh, what? Oh, he said hell nah to that. The tight end from Baylor is still available. What do you guys think, Jolie or?
See if Logan Jones at center.
Iowa, he probably is. I think someone brought that up before.
There he is. Yeah, he's way down there though. We can get him.
We can wait for him. Let's go tight end. Let's go Jolie.
Okay, I like it. I mean, yeah. What do you have? 489 receiving yards, 7 touchdowns. I mean, 6'4". We'll see what he does at. We already took our running back, Delton. We already took our boy Emma Johnson.
Let's do it, and then we don't got to pick until like 161.
Yeah, well,
because of Adam Thielen.
Yeah, right.
There's Sam Heck's gone. So we want that Iowa guy to stay on the board.
So we can probably bump up the speed, huh?
Yeah. I don't think I've seen him yet.
God,
it's kind of fast.
Forever.
Boom. We got this guy.
Solid run blocker.
Let's see if the Iowa guy's out there still.
11. I'm sure, since we're probably not to that. Yeah, he's 176.
I think this would be a good time to take him.
Sure. What else? Yeah, we didn't. Yeah. We haven't taken it. Oh yeah, we did take a corner, didn't we?
Yeah.
We do still need safety help.
I say let's pull the trigger on this. Everyone really likes this center.
Okay.
Dang, he holds the squat record at Iowa. Okay.
Good pick. Jump on that center. Okay. We'll do it.
Let's do it.
I like it. Center 3.
Now just go safeties and cornerbacks for the rest.
Maybe a receiver sprinkled in there. Maybe a quarterback. Who knows?
Not when JJ McCarthy's the future of the NFL.
We got 2 picks in a row. We got kind of 2 picks in a row.
How about this Jermaine guy from Ohio State? Safety.
Was that Jermaine Matthews?
He's just getting worse as time's gone on.
Yeah.
I wish he was taller. Only behind Slaughter.
Anybody at safety that we looking at here? I don't know.
Safety's down a little bit. Oh wait, we could do that.
What's up?
That safety. What do you guys think? What they got a safety and wide receiver? So this is what they have a safety.
Didn't play 2024.
Jeez, his freshman year though.
6'4". Wow.
Whoa, I like that. Counteract our earlier pick.
Yeah, Nick, what do you think? And this is what they got at safety. I guess we can check. We can check up wide receiver as well.
I've ever seen. Yeah, I don't know any. I'll be doing a lot of work, a decent amount of work on wide receivers this offseason. So I'll get a better idea of these guys. But right now, I don't know. I kind of like this dude that was 6'4".
That's one, right? Yep.
6'4", 220. Josh Coleman. Who's that?
Dog, Josh Coleman. Okay.
What position?
Doesn't matter. He's not here.
We don't got Josh Coleman. Steve, you already know your mock is gonna suck.
Wide receiver from Baylor. Josh Cameron.
Josh Cameron. Oh, wide receiver. What pick is he supposed to go? What? 202. Oh, we can get it. Let's go with that safety. Let's start with the safety because it's the biggest safety in Minnesota Vikings history.
This guy. Yep.
We'll do it. And then, do we just go grab that wide receiver? Let's just go grab that wide receiver. Might as well. Yeah. Yep. We'll do it for Nick. And then we're up again.
Damn.
A lot of running backs.
Linebacker.
Linebacker is sneaky.
1-2-27.
Yeah. I forgot we do need one of those still. I'll be down to go for him. DB looks thick this year. Yeah, there's quite a bit. DJ Harvey always confused me. I immediately think RJ, but.
So is it this one, right? Overall solid. Sure.
Let's do it. Pull the trigger. All right. 234. DJ Harvey's off the board. This is our first 7-round mock draft, by the way, guys. Ooh, Luke Altamira. Nah, we don't need no quarterbacks. Oh, we might need a fullback. But we don't know for sure yet.
We dropped a fullback. I mean,
dude, look at those
grades, 500 yards. You know what?
Navy guy? What if he's a Navy SEAL?
You know what? For the memes. I'm taking it.
But CJ, that means CJ's 100% retired. Otherwise, we'd never done that.
Yeah. Diego, wow. Heisman runner-up.
No, what? Let's just do
Sitting
it.
Here in the 7th round.
Let's go get ourselves a little Drew Brees. 6 foot my ass.
Let's do it.
Didn't they say he was 5'9"?
You're coming.
Wasn't he 5'9"? I think he was 5'9". I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
Probably something like that.
All right. C plus my ass, dude. What do we got for grades here? I'd rather have Mayo, man.
Okay.
I mean, that's the kind of guy you take a chance on, though. What if his height thing wasn't real? Even though I know he's got a pretty big, like, people ego or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's that little man syndrome thing. And that's coming from someone that's not very tall, by the way.
But yeah, I mean, covered a lot of positions of need. I mean, probably had some guys maybe not fall exactly where we would have liked them to.
Yep. I have a feeling this Logan Jones is going to be a very popular player in the 5th round for a lot of Vikings mock drafts.
Yep, I would say so. I mean, especially with the need at center.
He's going to be there with Johnny Manziel, who also, by the way, is wearing Vikings jackets.
Yeah, hey, and he's a Kevin O'Connell fan, so you know.
Kevin O'Connell fan, so. Hey, maybe we get Johnny Manziel out of retirement.
I mean, hey, he's still got to be what? Probably like only like 30, late, early 30s.
How old is he? He's probably like 31. He's probably got some in the tank.
He is 33. Yeah,
I could see that.
Man, what a career collapse there with that guy.
Yeah. See, and JJ McCarthy is the complete opposite human being to Johnny Manziel.
Right. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Facts, Lone Wolf. Facts.
Yep. But all right, anything else?
Not really. It'll be interesting to just kind of see how everything rolls out. Super Bowl, obviously Sunday. We'll talk about that Monday, kind of figure out what else we want to talk about. And then it's time to kind of get into the offseason, the free agency, and kind of go through our positions for drafts and look a little bit more knowledgeable than we do right now, which is
absolutely. But anyway, thank you guys so much for joining. If you dropped some super chats, we appreciate you. If you didn't, we appreciate you as well. Just hopping in, you're having a good time with us. But we'll see you guys next Monday. Enjoy. Have a great rest of your weekend. Until then, see you guys See you guys.